Okay, I'm really happy um, that we've seen fit to do this. It brings back to mind your appreciation of, you called it contributarian, because doing this right at this moment should enable us to show people how this practice enables us to contribute to each other's inner strength. So it's really interesting how needed it is for us to show that how we build our own inner strength, and then that it's shareable. So we can do that now here. And we can do this under the heading of exploring for hidden treasure within. So the other day I was experiencing unpleasant feelings in my lower abdomen, and I decided that I should try doing the tantrum image. The tantrum image asks you to see yourself as a child standing and having throwing a tantrum, and you're asked to see yourself taking off an item of clothing and throwing it down and seeing which parent comes to pick it up and take it somewhere. So so I see Jannie, my wise inner child. She's about 3, and she pulls a t-shirt off and she throws it down on the floor. And Daddy comes along, and Daddy just strides along. He's lanky, he's tall, he's very good shape. He reminds me of that he was a ace lacrosse player, as I see him striding across and just swiftly picking up and just keeping going ahead. And I just almost, as imager, almost spellbound to see this young father and the strength in him. And it was as if I saw all the authority in him just coming through in this one image, because he was a very effective administrative doctor. He founded a whole medical mall, and he was the chief of staff of 3 major hospitals. And I've seen him taking walks with his floppy boots and the caliche under his feet, but this guy, he's going. And when I see him, oh man, am I ready to realize this daddy strength is now ready to come out in me. This is exactly what I need to see. So that's essentially where the image began. But then I saw Jannie like just make a slight move towards looking up to him, and suddenly he's taken her up in his arms and she's standing on his shoulder, and then she slips down, and I see her in his arms like he's the perfect hammock, and she's she's just looking out from this hammock and at me, and she's just contentment galore and calm, and that's not what I came out of. So this is like a marvel. The whole everything about it is just a marvel of his strength, and the calm I feel from this sight of his arms being the best hammock that she ever found. So that's my image. So if I tell you a little more, just little more body responses. So first of all, there's just this forward and steady, strong strength and ease and swiftness, celerity, the word comes to me in Daddy's move. That they're just so definite, so clear where he's going, and that nothing's going to stop him or her tantrum not going to bother him, and it's just going to keep going in a very steady way, not an unfriendly way, but just keeping going. And then as soon as she looks that friendly way, and then suddenly it's all play. It's just wonderful. It's kind of jubilation I'm feeling, and she's up standing on his shoulders and everything. And it's just so playful. And then whoop, she slips down, and the next thing I see is this utter contentment. And it's almost shocking to me to see myself feeling calm and feeling calm, and because it's a very quiet joy, and there's almost like she's making sure that I see that, there's a way in which she's projecting this contentment in a very quiet sort of way. So that gives you a little better sense of my body responses to this image, right?
What's about that very last piece? What's your body response to seeing Jannie in the hammock of her?
What got me onto this was I have a strong feeling that may settle my hash in my lower belly if I follow up on it sufficiently.
So something about that calm.
Yeah, because I just came out of complete havoc, so it was agita, so galore. And, you're growing up on a divorce and with a big sister who was half, it was, despite all their virtues, it was really extremely difficult. So, and my guts are still. I'm pretty sure that there's some ultimate agita there that I need to get in order for my guts to be a little steadier. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think I ever had this feeling. It was sort of almost hard to believe my own image. I mean, it's very real to me, but there is a sense of wonder that I could have unscrewed my screwiness so well that this has shown up.
Well,
Okay.
I believe it. That's how I felt when I saw the image of my parents side by side on the couch the other day, just looking at me so completely calm and unified.
All right.
It was just something to really take in.
So tell me how your body takes that in.
It's just this invitation to relax, because I before that I'd really been tuning into this vigilance kind of that I hold of this, a couple of times recently I've had this quality of like just like having to look that way and turn my attention there and turn my attention there, and it was somewhat between my mother and father, but even within one parent there was this
Sure.
vigilance of like reading them.
Yes.
Feeling like before I knew if I could just relax and kind of be off duty, I needed to first make sure that they were grounded and solid and at peace enough within themselves. So yeah, and that's I feel that in my gut actually, that need to have that vigilance. It's
Mhm.
like it's like that needing to be vigilant is tightening my gut and just like putting it on hold almost like okay, the gut needs to just go somewhere else for a while I figure this out.
Mhm.
So yeah, seeing them on the couch together is very just relaxing. I just feel like this loosening up in my torso, and I feel my breath sink all the way down into my belly, which just relaxes whatever tension's happening down there. And I feel safe. I feel good. I feel loved, safe, and free.
So see that breath a little more now. Just take a little more in about that breath.
Yeah.
What are you noticing?
Well, I'm seeing a young version of myself, a 3 or 4 year old version of myself, and this isn't exactly going with your tantrum image, but it's
No, we'll get to that. You stay with
y-
your right now.
yeah. Well, it was sticking with that image of my parents on the couch when I just relax like that. It's almost like this very liquid feeling of relaxation, like a wave, like a wave that goes slowly down, like a wave across the shallow part of a lake where this real slow wave peters out right at the sand.
So,
And when I see my 3 or 4 year old self do that, I just see him jumping up onto his parents' lap and just wanted to get right in there with both of them and be part of that connection. And when I see that, it just feels so satisfying and so comforting. And I feel it everywhere. There's a joy to it, but there's also just this very much like uh, kind of feeling of being held. Yeah, which does circle back to your hammock image. It's just like how good it is to feel held by someone or something, and to be able to relax into it.
and just notice your breathing.
Yeah, I feel it spreading. Even it's like it's spreading out beyond my torso. I feel it in my arms and my all the way down through my groin into my legs, my back.
So I'm sensing, your whole body wants to know that breathing.
Mhm. Actually feels really good just to have it go through my my abdomen, through my intestines, just like this wave of life and relaxation and warmth.
And as you say and gesture the wave, I feel the extensiveness of a wave. And
Mm.
that's what you need. That's what your breathing needs. It
Mm.
got cut short. It needs that extensiveness.
Mm. How's it I wonder how it might reciprocate into yourself and your own body response, just if you see that wave. You feel it?
Well, I am feeling, yeah, I had a lot of agita just with junk before we got on here, and yeah, so I am feeling a smoothing. Um, I need to do that more deeply, but there is a sort of central uh, light streaming, I would call it, that is concerting, pleasantly concerting, smoothing out some of the agita that yeah.
Mm.
So that's contributarian. That is our inner light, your inner light contributing to mine.
Yeah, I've got one
Yeah.
more that came through after you just said it was concerning for you.
Uh-huh.
I just got kind of this audio image of a concert,
Uh-huh.
like some really nice emotional classical music piece. It's somehow that kind of piece that just gets right in there and
All right.
right into the heart, and so just feeling this like kind of angelic music that
All
goes
right.
that way through.
All right. Angelic breathing.
Hmm.
So every time your images give you a hint about breathing, I want you to give it more time so that it can develop this amplitude it has long needed. Okay?
Hmm. Yeah.
So if you feel like it, we can do reciprocal vision on my image now if you're ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
And I'm feeling really happy about this friendly imaging. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I see myself at 3, 4 years old, and the whole family's going to get a photograph taken. Big family, my extended family, and I'm not on board for this. And I see my little blonde haired 3-year-old self just kicking feet and yelling and squirming, trying to get away. And when I see that, I just I get this feeling of conviction. Like I don't care what everyone wants. I know exactly what I want.
Hmm. Where's that in your body?
Know that I don't want this anyway. And I just feel it like this kind of like clenching and like clenching, but also just like pounding and kicking. And yeah, what I'm getting is that my shoes are too tight. Got some weird shoes on for the picture, and I take my shoes and I pull them off and I throw them. I see my mom go pick them up. I see her smiling, Yeah, I see her. I see her. It's like first I see her trying to hold me and just like keep it together and maintain order there. And I feel some tension when I see that. Like I can see the tension in her of trying to be good and do it right because the whole family's there and
I'm tempted, I think I should give you the rest of the image instruction. Would you like that now, or do you want to see how this goes?
no, go ahead, give it to me.
So that you see her pick up the shoes and watch her and see where she takes them and where she puts them.
Mm.
Watch very carefully to see where she puts them.
I see her walk over to the right and pick up my shoes. And she puts them in her pocketbook.
Okay, so look in her pocketbook, and as you see that she puts the shoes in her pocketbook, when you see something nearby there, something important, what do you notice?
I see a pile of tissues, like folded tissues in her purse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And what does that tell you? What's happening in your body there?
It's a relaxing feeling actually. I feel some settling in my belly, like my mom was ready with a pile of tissues, and I just get this feeling, this sense that even though she's frustrated about the shoes, it's not really a big deal because she's the shoes are in the purse and her tissues are right there. It's almost like this sense of patience and forgiveness.
So where is this happening in your body now?
Right, it's right in my belly. It's actually like almost a line across my navel going out to the sides. And my shoulders feel relaxed. Wow. Just really see that my little self like that, almost with these little slump shoulders, just very uh, kind of tender and innocent looking. And my mom being there,
Mm-hmm.
being there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you see that she's being there for you, what's happening in your body?
Good relaxing breath. I feel something in my shoulders. Um, it's almost like a dog when a little dog is just gets so relaxed, like if they're being petted, like it's just like this little chihuahua getting petted, and it goes from being this little tantrum to like your shoulders and the whole posture goes down. Yeah, just that real safe enjoyment. Yeah. It's really it's good to see my mom being so even keeled like that.
Aha. So as you see your mom even keeled now, how's that? How
It's
do you feel?
I, I see the keel on a boat. Really, I just get a sense of this. underneath this pointed wedge going down, and just boat can tip this way and that keel just holds it down. So
Oh, that's such a beautiful way of conveying the nature of the inner strength, the rootedness of it, and the uprightness of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
even keeled.
Yeah. And the depth of it. Yeah.
Wow, it's really touching actually. I've never Yeah, I've seen my mom sometimes is very contained, but almost like overly contained.
Hmm.
And it just feels good to really see this and value that quality and really just like appreciate that about my mom and feel it in myself.
So that strength is the hidden treasure we're going for with this. We usually hop, skipping, and jumping over it, and there it is.
Yeah. Yep. She was really an even keel. Five kids and just really very much maintaining that.
But it's really interesting, like in the piece of writing that I called exploring um, for the hidden treasure.
Mm,
It was during that concentration that I realized
mm,
how the kind of fractiousness of ordinary experience um, influenced me in a way that I could not access this kind of heel strength that was coming through to me through my father in that. So that what you just did is a major move of major importance to discover that unifying strength within you that got obscured by the fluctuations of by siblings and all.
yeah, it's funny. I never saw being one of five kids as unstable somehow. It's I get that for some people it could, oh, like five kids, that must have been chaotic or a lot of drama, but I didn't feel that as a kid, and I'm really seeing that even keel is really central to that. Um,
Well, you just described a little bit ago very beautifully, the subtlety of the complex motion,
yeah,
out which the importance of the even keel came.
yeah, that was a hidden treasure. Yeah,
All right, bravo.
thank you. What makes that such a good instruction? Do you have a sense of what makes it something that's likely to bear fruit in a rich way?
Well, the first answer that comes to me is simply self-healing bipolarity, and that's frequently it. So, if you have a terrible tantrum and you're this self-healing bipolarity is at the ready within us if we don't get preoccupied and lopsided, right? So make a big fuss, and your self-healing bipolar imagination will reach for the antidote self-image. So it's really emanation, the essence of emanation, intensifying the negative to spur the emergence of the counterbalancing self-image. That's probably the best answer I can give you.
Yeah. And having the parent be involved. Because it could have just been, the instruction could have just been, see yourself having a tantrum. What do you notice? Or see yourself having a tantrum, and but it's specifically the parent that's brought in that picks up the object. So something about that parental.
I just had a really quite wonderful sensation. I don't know if I can put it in words precisely enough, but as you were speaking, I just felt the parental energy fields have the force of the ocean in us. But I don't want that to be vague. It's to be indicative of our being immersed in these currents. And so that's why they're so clarifying, is when once we're able to register these currents moment by moment and see exactly how they're touching and moving us and surfacing new angles and new lights and new moves in us, then the powers, these are the gifts and powers of our imagination. And if we slur over them, which is what we're used to doing, then we don't know what's working us, what's with us, what to do with us. But this way, we see exactly, we see and sense far more exactly what is making us who we are, and how naturally we can counteract the more deleterious energies that have held sway over us. So it's like we're built to be buoyant. We're built to rise above and see beyond. I really like that recently, the sense of the buoyancy that Jannie in particular is bringing to life. It's like, that even on a bad day, she's eager to go, and think, oh, thank God, I feel her eagerness, and or I feel her laughing, or and man, this little suicidal character did not know that for many years,
Mm.
I wanted to emphasize the emergence of that kind of keel strength, or the that's was the main reason why I wanted to share it with you, because that was so important to realize that strength of my father
Hmm.
has come through to me only recently, because the family divorce situation was very fractious. So there, although he had that strength all along, I had to wade through a lot of breakage for that strength to come through in me. So, but then, so that was my main motive in engaging you in this, was to emphasize how this image brought that strength out. Uh, yeah, I mean, what I find about our inner lights is that it is really quite impressive, both the similarity and the difference in the scenes that, my scene, my inner light, what it what it lights up in your imagination. It's intriguing and wonderful how many different ways that both images are related to each other and bring out different aspects of both persons. So they the sense of relationship and the interest in, what makes a relationship in any particular moment, while it's bringing out certain things that are important to you, then mine is bringing out certain things that are important to me. And like each illumination we have prompts a further illumination in the other person, and that makes us feel more related because we're illuminating each other. We're not the same, we're not imposing, but we're inspiring these new lights to show up.
Right.
And this sounds strange, but to say it, like we're serving each other's purposes, because these images are beneficent, they're not out to do each other in, they're out to, their nature is to bring forth something needed, fill in a gap, provide something needed and relevant, not, they don't dangle irrelevancies around. So your imagination jumped on the chance to bring out something as strong as my father's strength in you.
Right.